Hey, what's up, you guys? This is Sheila Bila coming to you with a review of Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 6, Episode 19, Town Hall Downfall. This episode was a lot. It is a lot, and I'm going to sum it up as best as I can. I'm not really getting into the details of a lot of the conversations because it was a lot of conversation. And I have something that I'm doing, and I wanted to hear and get this video out so I can finish doing what I was doing at first. But y'all, it was a really good episode. It was just a lot. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe. And I am a growing channel. I am a growing community, and I do like you to be a part of the community. So if you do like my content, please like it and subscribe. Let's get into this. The episode picked up where it left off. It was a to be continued. It seems like a lot of these episodes are to be continued. Oh my God. A lot of to be continues. It picks up where Melody was telling Marceau, um, every time her and Letitia get close, he doesn't like it. So he tries to find ways to keep Tisha away from Melody. And Marceau said that's not what he's trying to do. And Melody said every time she gets into it, it's not with Tisha, it's with Marceau. And they said the last time it happened on the internet, it was like 2019, 2020 or whatever. And Melody just wants Marceau to admit that he takes jabs. He says he doesn't take jabs. Those are his opinions. Just because he doesn't look at the t-shirt business as a lucrative, well, not so much lucrative. He said he looks at those type of businesses as trinkets. It's just a way for him to get money, but his passion is real estate, commercial building. He says he doesn't look at products as as a major business. E-commerce is major. And Melanie is like, there you go, you're taking jabs, because every time you say that, who are you referring to? And he says, well, anybody that sells t-shirts. He said, I sell t-shirts. Tisha sells t-shirts. But he said, but I am the one that mainly sells t-shirts. So are you referring to me? And he was saying that if you feel like I am, then I am. And she just want Marceau to be straight up, right? Straight up. And when they get off into talking about, what's lucrative and things like that, and then Melody says, don't make it seem as though I didn't make $1 million in 1 year selling t-shirts. Marceau's whole thing is you have a platform. And everybody at the business expo doesn't have the platform that she has. And being that she does have that platform, she's able to market her business that way. And then Marceau tried to tell me about, yeah, I would love for you to, come back and speak at the business expo as like marketing, because he always says he doesn't know what she does. And she says, I've been in Project Reservation for forever, for over 10 years, because he was saying, what have you done consecutively for 10 years or whatever? And she said the whole, reservation, project real estate preservation or project reservation or whatever it is for 10 years. And he said, oh, I didn't know you still did that. And she said, yes, you did know I did that, because you were talking about her sessions that she has on his platforms, on social media. And so then they get off into her filing bankruptcy. And she said, and the only reason why I filed bankruptcy is because her husband had filed bankruptcy, and all that stuff that he had, he wasn't gonna leave that on her. So she ended up filing bankruptcy too. But then she she goes back to him and say, but I filed bankruptcy not because I didn't have the money, but because I ended up getting a divorce. But you filed bankruptcy too, and you have not been divorced. You just didn't have the finances. I was like, ooh, okay. Excuse me, I need to take some water. He said because he didn't have the finances. And then she also throws a jab at him based on her opinion or whatever. They playing semantics, jabs, opinions, or whatever. So then she says, and I know you wanted me to speak at the expo. See, it's different when you wanted me to speak at the expo for free, but then when I asked for money, then you want to say you didn't want me to speak. But how would you feel if I said, well, I didn't want to speak because you about the $5 million that you are in this lawsuit. And he was like, well, I respect that. I respect that. It's like they were going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It was like a real good back and forth. And it's almost like the only person that can really go back and forth with Marceau is Melody, because she's very witty and quick with her jabs. And also she knows a lot about them because of the fact that she really helped them start their business. So she knows a lot of their dirty laundry. And that's why it's so easy for her to go back with her dart for dart, because she really knows them. Unlike Stormy, she really don't know them like that. And she resorts to name calling. So I was just like, okay, this is a good spar, because you have two people that are very vocal, that know each other, and they can both dish it and they can take it too. And also, even when they did get offended, they still kept their cool. Because I remember that last time when Melody and Marceau got mad. Marceau got the best of Melody because Melody, she started yelling. But this time, she stayed in her element. She stayed calm. She stayed cool. And she stuck with the facts. And she made him admit that what he was doing was wrong. And she made him admit that he was really taking jabs. And don't discredit everything that she has put into her business. Don't discredit her being in Project Reservation. Don't discredit her selling t-shirts. Don't do any of the things like that. Because she takes pride in what she does. Even though you may not respect it as you say, don't downplay me. And I get that. And he apologized. And I was like, well, that was really good. So then they end up talking about the whole Expo Town Hall meeting that Kimmy is bringing up, right? And so she says, oh, so at first she was sitting up there talking about me and about whatever the business is that I have. Now you want my opinion. She said that in her confessional. But she said, yeah, I'll go. She said, I'll go because she's going to be critical, critical. And she said, now that they know they're on the same page with their opinions and that their opinions are not jabs, oh yeah, she really going to be on it. I said, Lord, this ain't going to be nothing but this going to be a doggone session. What them things called? A shade session. That's all this town hall is going to be, one big quick shade throwing session. But at the end of the day, Marceau apologized because he had to respect it. He had to respect the fact that she is a businesswoman and she's doing a great job at it. Because she does have the platform. She does have the Love and Marriage Huntsville is hers. And at the end of the day, if Melody would have not told Carlos them to interview them, then they probably wouldn't have been on this show in the first place. Or the second or the third place. So that's pretty much that. I went the wrong way, child. All right, so now I didn't even know I was going to talk 8 minutes. Did I talk that long? I probably didn't. I just probably been recording for 8 minutes. But anyway, so now we're going to get on Louis and Tiffany. I feel as though Tiffany was playing mind games. I really do. And I'm going to tell you why. So this scene started out, they're on this picnic, them baby Ace and all of that, right? So Tiffany has been complaining about Louis not being around. And being that Louis haven't been around, she says that she feels like she has to do everything by herself. She says she really didn't know that all the little things that he did would affect her so much with him not being there. Him taking out the dog, him putting dishes in the dishwasher and all these things. So she says she has time to sit there by herself with this baby, and she starts to look at herself in the mirror like, I've gained weight. I am I doing enough? Am I doing too much? Whatever I do, even though it's a lot, it seems like she's done nothing. So then she talks about postpartum depression. She says, I didn't even think that postpartum depression is real. I didn't think that, well, not that it's real. She didn't think that she would have postpartum depression. She said she just thought that she would have this baby and everything would go back to normal. But I do remember before she got pregnant, Louis told her having this baby was going to change them in so many ways. She didn't want to listen. She wanted it anyway. She was saying that she was going to work, have this baby, and be Superwoman. Louis told her, already that it's not what you think. She bugged him and bugged him and bugged him until he gave in. Now he got a job opportunity to be the assistant coach with the baseball and be like the pitching coach. And now he's on the road. So he did say he waited until she was in a better place a few weeks while the baby was there, until she was well enough for him to leave, because that's his job. And it's almost slick as if she's playing this postpartum role. And I'm not saying that she doesn't have postpartum, but I'm saying she's almost milking the postpartum to garner his sympathy so he can quit his job and be at home with her. So it's almost like she want she want Lewis to be at home, take the dog out, do only thing she really want to do from what I see is sit at home with the baby while Lewis do all the work. Because Lewis said it wasn't an issue with me being with you working and you being out and when I was at home. Because when he was at home, she was ripping and running, doing whatever she wanted to do. And he pretty much had to wait on her to come home. Remember when he did that whole surprise Airbnb thing? Because he wanted to spend time with his wife because she worked so much. And now it's like the tables have turned. And she's like, oh, I'm this. And then she brings up the fact that this is why I say the mind games, because she brings up the fact that you complain about your dad not being there in pivotal moments of your life. He was like, I never complained about my daddy not being there when I was an infant, a baby. I don't even remember. He said he complained about it when he was like 10, 11, when he didn't come to certain games or certain events. He said, we got kids that's 15 and 16 years old, and he's there for everything that they need. And I was like, Tiffany is really playing mind games. You bringing up a baby not remembering if they daddy ain't there? Child, anyway. And then she brings up about, well, I want you to be up under me more, I guess nurture her more, and to, I guess rub her feet, child. I don't know, just be at home. And he was like, showing affection. He was like, so I don't show you affection? And she said she wants more. So it's almost like she is exhausting all of her energies taking care of somebody, which is the baby. Now she wants to be taken care of. So she's like, I'm taking care of this baby. I need somebody to take care of me. But you didn't think about that when he told you in the beginning that he is really not going to, he was like, everything I can't, he said he can't stop working in the beginning before they had the baby. He was saying that he's going to try to be there as much as he can, but life is not going to be the same. And she said that she going to be on it. She going to be working. She going to be doing this, doing that, blase, blase. And now she realizes that she can't do that. And then she brings up the fact that, you out there on the road, you being tempted by other little young women because she done gained weight. He was like, I'm going to be me. And you know me to be pretty much solid. I know what I have at home. And I'm not worried about nobody else but you. And I'm going to just try to, do more just to make you feel better, pretty much. That's really it. And I was just like, girl, you really playing with this man and you really doing that because he doing something that he really, really loves. He has the opportunity to do so. And he really didn't want the baby in the first place. But now he does, that's his kid. He love his baby. He gonna be with his baby, but he still got a job. And Tiffany, this is what you said you wanted. So now you trying to punish him because you're being punished. That's what I see. Like, you can't have what you love to do. I can't do what I want to do, so you can't do what you want to do either. That's just what I see. I just think that's real crazy, Tiffany. Anyway, so now we got here to this whole expo event. Well, town hall. So originally, this is before Kimmy got there and Mel got there. And they were already talking about, Marceau brought up the whole conversation about him and Melody when they had coffee. And he was saying about that he didn't think that Melody's business was what's the word he used? That Melody's business wasn't relative to the expo. And Martell was like, "What do you mean? I mean, how do you think that what business she has is not relative? You're saying because he brought up the fact that Melody has this platform, and because she has a platform, it's easier for her to sell her product." He said she's not like Stormy. She's not like Stormy because Stormy had her products before the platform, so she already had something before the show. And Martell took offense to that. Oh, mind you this, I want to bring this point up too. When Stormy and her husband had first got there, Stormy didn't speak to Marceau. Didn't speak to him at all. And Marceau caught it. It's like, oh, okay, so she's still mad pretty much. But anyway, so yeah, that was that. Kimmy got there and Melody got there. The room is, everybody know that there's tension in the room. And Melody instantly almost kind of took the floor, and she was just like, yeah, she was just giving stuff, pointers out about, how they could have broke the session down into small groups and all this other stuff. And Letitia had responded and said, we originally thought that we would do something like that, but they changed it in the plans. And Stormy ended up bringing up something about motivation. It seemed like it was so much about, you know, details, but nobody motivated. And she tried to bring up whatever she had going on before she started her business. And Marceau had a point. He was like, it's more than motivation, because after the motivation is over, what do you have? And Melody pretty much almost piggybacked off of Marceau, and Stormy had a little attitude. Cause to me, I seen Stormy with the attitude first. That's what I saw. Stormy with the attitude first. Because Melody piggybacked off of Marceau and was like, yeah, we do need the detail. We do need to know, like, do you know an attorney? Do you know this person? Y'all give out the information to who everybody you know. And then after all the information is given, then we have the motivation. And Stormy was looking like, well, like she was like kind of like, well, that's what I wasn't about the motivation and like whatever. And he was like, well, that's what Courtney's wife said. And then everybody started laughing because he called her Courtney's wife. It didn't matter what Marceau said to Stormy. She was gonna have an attitude, period. Because at this point, at this time, she just don't like Marceau at all. No, not at all. Yeah. And it's all, yeah. So anyway, people were talking, and then this is when it got weird, because Melody took back over the floor and she said something about it being better next time. What they're going to do is going to be better organized or whatever. And then Tisha took offense, because we know Tisha is the one that really came up with the event. And Tisha feels as if she did a pretty good job and everybody is really criticizing her. But at the end of the day, Tisha, you need to learn how to accept criticism, because everybody does not think that everything that you did was right. And so Letitia got offended when they said it wasn't organized. And Tisha said, so what do you mean organized? Well, Melody said, well, everybody else said that it wasn't organized in the back. And then Tisha said, well, maybe in the background, there was some things different, that could have been done better. But as the event itself, it was, organized or whatever. And then Maurice, he tried to come to the defense, like, cause what's this girl named Stormy said, no, it wasn't organized. And he said, what you mean it won't? Or that's what Maurice said. What you mean it won't organize? You had a whole side corner to yourself, but I looked at the event like it was organized, but there were things that could have been done better. Just like we looking at them, they shadows on the green screen. You know what I'm saying? You got people paying in at the door and they wasn't supposed to pay at first. They bring up this whole $100, and Melody got mad because Melody said Letitia been quiet this whole time. She said she ain't said nothing to Letitia. Everybody else talked. Letitia didn't say nothing. But when I said something, Letitia got a problem. But the thing you said was Letitia's been one organizing. You already know that Letitia's on the fence. And anything you say about it personally, like organized, because she felt like it was, she was offended. So I don't think it was nothing directed for you, Melody, as far as is you saying something. I think if anybody in that room would have said that event won't organize, I think Letitia would have took offense to that. So yeah. But Melanie said y'all ain't about to downplay what she got going on. So she gets up and she leaves because she said she had a fight to catch. Now, this is where it gets messy. Because now Stormy, Marceau had ended up saying something about Stormy and something. I really don't remember how it was, but anyway, Stormy ended up calling Marceau a B. And then they started laughing. And I was like, okay. All right. And so Marceau heard and he was just like, he said, I am a B. I'm a big one. And they said, then Martell gonna say, go ahead and shake some then, bend over, shake some or whatever. And then Stormy, go put your wig on. And it's almost like Stormy wants her man to fight Marceau. That's all I get. Stormy want her man to fight Marceau. And Courtney is not confrontational. Courtney don't like this. Courtney said the only reason why I came is because my wife told me to come. Because Marceau said, well, y'all don't have to come next time. I mean, it is what it is. And then he said, bye, Mr. and Mrs. Steele. And I'm going to be honest. I'm with Marceau. I didn't know that Courtney last name was something else. I thought their names was Steele. Did y'all know that they had two different names? Because I'm telling you, I didn't know that she go by Courtney Steele and Courtney Steele. She go by Stormy Steele and he go by Courtney whatever their names is. I didn't know they didn't share the same last name. Do they share the same last name? Because on the opening credits, they got different names. I didn't know that. And then Stormy like, don't do that because his, and I don't know. Stormy always want her man to go fight Marceau because she want to show that her man is a man. But in actuality, Stormy, I don't mean no harm, but you manipulate your man a lot so he can do what you want him to do too. So it's almost like your man, you the dude and he the woman too. I mean, because he really do what you say. Your man do everything you say. Period. I mean, is it just me? Am I the only one that see that Stormy run her man? That's all I'm saying. I mean, hey, it is what it is. So after that was over, it didn't go good. It went from here down to there. It was whatever, it was whatever. All right, so Nell go over there to see Kimmy. So Kimmy can explain why she didn't go to the expo town hall. And Kimmy's whole reasoning was the reason why, we did want to invite you at first. But then Kimmy said she thought about it and she was just like, you weren't there at the actual town hall, so it didn't make sense for you to come to the meeting because we were really just trying to be objective about it. Things they can do better, things that they can enhance the next meeting. And being that you were not there, you don't know what went wrong or right. So your opinion about it wouldn't even matter. And Nell's whole thing was, she wasn't trying to rehash what nobody else said. Well, really, that's what you was. And she was just like, well, I've been here in North Huntsville longer than anybody. And Kimmy like, what that mean? The point is, you weren't there. So we couldn't accept your opinion. Because you weren't there. Point blank period. It's it. And then they ended up talking about how everything going. Y'all getting along with everybody. Woo de boo. Pretty much welcoming her to the group, to the whole Huntsville group. That's pretty much what that is. All right. So this is the last scene where Martell goes to see his friend. I forget what the friend name. Fred. Yeah, Fred. They're building a house, and Martell is there to put the specs in the ground. And they're talking, and then Fletcher comes up. Martell still ain't got his business license because I guess Martell can do everything but get his business license because they say he went and got the business permits. He went and got all this business stuff, but I guess he still ain't got his business license. That's why he need Fred, because Fred is the actual builder. Oh, well, I guess. Let me know, y'all, if Martell got his business license. Anyway, so Frederick comes up Chris comes up, Chris Fletcher. He comes up and yeah, they talking, and Martell still ain't moved out of Chris Fletcher house. He talking about when you gonna be gone. He said in about a week and a half. He said, no, I need you by the first. And he was like, well, I ain't gonna whatever. He ain't gonna be able to make. He said, but no, I have a fiduciary duty to my client that you need to be out because he's trying to sell his house. And then at first, Fred, what's his name? Fred was like, dang, that's your friend. He was like, no, I gotta do right by my client. So then Fred understood. And then they bring up the whole business expo thing or whatever again, and talking about he talked about how he had lunch with Marceau and how they didn't get invited to the expo. And Frederick said he would have loved to have gotten invited or whatever, but it is what it is. And he said, everybody know around here that we own a daycare. Frederick said, y'all got a daycare? So I didn't know that. He said, well, you wouldn't know because we not really cool like that. But Marceau and Chris are cool. So they know that. But I was like, dang, Chris, you said everybody know in North Huntsville. This man clearly don't know. So maybe y'all ain't just busting like y'all say y'all busting. But outside of the whole daycare thing, you do sell real estate. Right? So yeah. And then I guess Chris, they the bone collectors, really. Chris and his wife, they really the bone collectors, because if nobody knew what nobody said, then this show wouldn't be going the way that it's going. So these are the new people to the group, and they carrying the bones. And I mean, it's moving the show forward. So then they get to talking about Marceau, and he said about Scout or something like he it was something he said about Skull that he didn't. I don't know what it was, but I know it was something offensive to Martell. And Martell was like, that's so wrong because he wouldn't even own Skull if it wasn't for him and Melody. I don't understand why he acting like this. Like he just so much. It's almost like Martell got so mad that he could, if he seen Marceau right then, he would have punched him in the face. And yeah, Martell's whole thing is Marceau shouldn't be downplaying what they've done for the Scots, because that while they was running around here wearing suits in a theater, they brought up Melody doing speeches and stuff like that. Melody been speaking, which we already know. And while Melody was doing speeches, while they was over there working down at the movie theater. So rightfully so, Martell should be upset. He wants to defend the mother of his children, his ex-wife, because Marceau is being Marceau. He's just yapping at the mouth. He's just yapping at the mouth. And Martell is tired of it because he's like, you need to put some respect on our name, because he said, and then Martell said that he made Marceau. He said he made him. Now, I don't like when people say that they made somebody, because at the end of the day, while you saying you making somebody, y'all roles have really reversed, because Martell, you not where you once were. But at the end of the day, like Martell said, you can have anything can be taken from you at any time. And he said, God don't play like that. He talking about I don't either. So, child, they gonna have some words. It said to be continued. I feel like this was a lot this episode, but I feel like Marceau Marceau keeping the show going. I ain't gonna even lie. Everybody mad at Marceau. Marceau is keeping this show hot. You know what I'm saying? While him running his mouth like this, Marceau is carrying this show. Y'all gonna be mad at me if y'all want to. Y'all ain't got to like this man, but what we talking about? Marceau. How long have we been talking about Marceau? We've been talking about Marceau for the last 3 years. The last 3 years, Marceau's name has been heavy in our mouths. Marceau has been carrying this show. Marceau is into it with Melody. Marceau is into it with Martell. Marceau is into it with Stormy. Marceau is into it with their husband. Shoot, Marcel was almost into it with Maurice and Kimmy. Yeah, Marcel running this show. But anyway, this Sheila Billy, y'all like, comment, subscribe. I know I probably forgot a whole bunch of stuff. Charge to my head on heart, Jesus, love y'all. Y'all have a great day. Like I said, this show was a lot. It was a lot. It was a, it was a lot. It was a lot. And y'all put in the comments. Let me know in the comments what y'all thought about this episode. Child, it was a lot. Got my head hurt. All right, y'all. I gotta finish doing what I'm doing. It's Sheila Billy, y'all. Bye.